a space of a few hours of the occurrence between 7 and 8. The news went down, and with a lot of windows and insinuations. However, a visit to the site after making a preparatory arrangement, we actually have to contact the emergency response of the UCH, set up a team of about 40 doctors and about 40 nurses with 25 medical students joining it. And the plan was to find out what was going on. But when we waited for a little while, we were communicating with the Honorable Commissioner for Health, who was at the site, and then we came down to see for ourselves. Your Excellency, the patients that were injured were taken to various hospitals, including private and the University College Hospital, with various degrees of injury, from abrasions to three patients with life-threatening injuries, one with a plain chest, another one with an acute chest syndrome, an elderly man who had to be taken to the intensive care unit, and also had a chest tube inserted, and a young boy with a head injury was a couple of meters and sustained an injury to his head, but otherwise stable. Your Excellency, up until both the private hospitals and the University College Hospital at 7 a.m., I'm happy to inform you that we took over the site. The bomb support team of the Nigerian Army, the support of the Nigerian police, and the civil defense came in with the equipment onto site. And the first thing that was done was actually to take charge of the area of where the explosion was said to have occurred. And reliably, I can inform you that we had what we needed to collect, and all of this are stored and ensure that the police and also the other agencies that are involved will be able to. Unfortunately, when we commenced the excavation work after cordoning off the areas of devastation, we were only able to retrieve one corpse that collapsed. But we used the infrared detector that was built in the NEMA, and we used 4 sleep dogs to try and detect if we had any survivors or other locals. We had apparently houses. No concern was that most of the houses, or some of the houses, may not be stable. So he was actually escorted and resuscitated and doing very well. To date, the various hospitals in San Diego of this patient have sent in reports, and the whole mortality between yesterday and today was only the mortality that was recorded yesterday. And as I speak, the forensic pathologist that we have in Southwest, probably in the Southern Hemisphere of Nigeria, Dr. Lizzie, is carrying out the forensic evaluation of the 2 patients that were initially taken to him with full body radiographs samples, and he's going to do his extensive study on the corpse that was retrieved. Otherwise, the other patients are stable, and we're monitoring the progress so far. Harmonize the locations to just 4 private hospitals, and then open the University College Hospital, so as we can have a good grip on what things that are being done. We've added on to our team, apart from the doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, and lab scientists. We've added a clinical psychologist to our team, and they were on one yesterday to try and assess the psychological well-being of the survivors of this particular unfortunate incident. Yet, this is the report that I have to offer. Your Excellency, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
broadcasting this press conference live. We are TVC, Galaxy Television, Silver Television, and radio stations in Ibadan, Press FM, Splash FM, Crest FM, Pensioners FM, 32 FM, Agitico FM, and Yes FM. It's time to hear from the security angle, Special Advisor Security to the Government, simply
Your Excellency, distinguished members of the press, good evening. On the security part, I would like to say that almost immediately, within split seconds of the occurrence of the incident, His Excellency gave his instruction, and the instruction was immediately complied with by security. In an emergency situation, the first thing is to save lives, save properties, secure and take over the scene of incident. And that was immediately done. Immediately the blast was recorded. The head of security agencies quickly mobilized to the scene, led by the Commissioner of Police and supported by all the other head of security agencies we have in the state. And since then, the area has been secured. We made sure that hoodlums who want to leverage on that to perpetrate crimes, to either loot or commit some other havoc are prevented. And so far, we've not recorded any of such thing. They also provided security coverage to the emergency medical team that work at the site all throughout, including supporting them in their rescuing operation. Just like His Excellency had mentioned, at about 2:30 a.m. when His Excellency visited the place, it's indicative that some of the document items recovered at the scene point to the fact that it's an explosion. It was an explosion. It's just that the effect of the blast was something that no one would have expected. And we want to use this opportunity to correct misgivings. People have come out to say Boko Haram elements were allowed to invade the state, and especially that they dropped the bomb. People have said an helicopter or an aircraft flew over the place and dropped the bomb. It is incorrect. People have said construction sites around that place and used the dynamite. That in the course of that incident happened. It is also not correct. We can say from the security angle that the preliminary evidence that's been gotten is indicating that for some time people must be storing explosives in that area, and it is not just fresh. It must have been something that had accumulated for a period of time. And of course, His Excellency had always mentioned this: you see something, you say something. We are obligated as a people to make information available, because these things were not just things that are stored last week or 2 weeks ago. Landlords are there. Some people in the area are aware that some people there are storing things there, and they didn't mention, including the landlord that must have owned that house. The body continues. His Excellency has also given approval for the constitution of an emergency situation management center, which is located at the premises of the Oyo State Housing Corporation. And to go to the place,
public pensions that His Excellency had put in place, at least to give support to victims of this incident. The security operatives will continue to manage the safety and security situation and traffic within that axis. And we want to plead with our people to cooperate with the people that are engaged in this disaster management operation. So far, it's still an ongoing operation. Investigation is still ongoing. Bits and pieces of information that are gotten are being analyzed, and at the end of the day, the state and the security team will submit a report to His Excellency, and will be able to let the whole world know. But we need to emphasize that this is an accident that has happened. All misgivings and ignorance and lies that are being perpetrated as to whether your state or Ibadan has been occupied by terrorist agents are not correct. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, CP. It's time to hear from the Chief Security Officer of your state. The next voice will be heard will be that of His Excellency Governor Shehu Makinde.
My good people of your state, in the last 20 hours, I've seen our dear state thrown into mourning as we lost their lives and properties in a blast that occurred at Bodija. As I stated in a brief release early this morning, preliminary investigations have traced this blast to the storage of explosives by illegal miners at a house on Oyelese Street, Bodija. Since yesterday, our security agencies, our first responders, emergency services, and all other relevant agencies have been working diligently as they carry out search and rescue operations. Just this morning, another individual was recovered alive from the robbery. I want to assure, just like the emergency team members have validated, until all lives within the vicinity of the blast are accounted for. We are aware that aside from the immediate perimeter of the incident, people as far as 25 kilometers away may have been affected physically or psychologically. We have therefore put the Emergency Operations Center, which is being headed by Professor Timitope Alonge, to coordinate all search and rescue efforts. I would like to appeal to our people to remain calm as we do everything possible to provide succor to everyone concerned. There are numbers that have been provided to reach out to the Emergency Operations Center. I know the 615 is operational, but you have additional numbers: 0704 994 8057 and 0814 767 2009. If you have any information regarding any persons who may still be trapped within that perimeter, please call that number. Still staying in any of the houses within 250 meters of ground zero, to move out to government provided we check the structural integrity of the buildings in this area. Well, at the same time, unscrupulous elements who may want to take advantage of this disaster to carry out any form of looting should be warned, because I've asked the security agencies to deal decisively with anyone trying to loot. So they've been placed on high alert to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. We'll continue to provide actions we are taking in the center and our various feedback channels on and off social media. The further update we can provide at this time is that we have information regarding the company that was using that residence to store explosives. Rest assured that all that were involved directly and indirectly in bringing this tragedy upon us will be brought to book. Just as we were about starting this press conference, I received a call from Mr. President. I want to specially thank him. He has approved that the National Emergency Management Authority be on ground, and I can confirm they are already on ground working with us locally here. And he also gave his condolences, to the people that have lost loved ones in this unfortunate incident. And he's also giving us the assurance that he is with us at this trying period for us. So it's a trying time for all of us, but it is at such times like this that we draw on our strength and resilience to be our brother's keepers. And let us refrain from spreading fake news and disinformation that could potentially cause panic within the populace. CP Osheni has clarified some of the misinformation going on. I saw on a platform where some people said, oh no, Yoruba land is being invaded and all of that. And these are people who may not even be anywhere near Nigeria, talk less of your state. So let us be mindful of what we say. And I read finally on the platform also where somebody said, oh, some random people on the street mentioned that they were being asked to pay to receive medical treatment, or they were being asked to pay, to stay in the hotels. Who should they believe? Should they believe the random people, or should they believe myself as the governor and the chief security officer of this state? Yes, that is our role. We have sunk as a country where people, they doubt their leaders, the gap, between the government, the trust deficit, between the government and the people have been kept widening. It's a wake-up call, really, for all of us. So once again, I urge all to remain calm as the authorities in Oyo State are on top of the situation. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Excellency. We'll take brief 3 media outfits. The first will be The Nation. The correspondent around, please come forward. After which we take from TVC and the News Agency of Nigeria. News coverage. Project.
let me first and foremost express that confidence to all of us in the state. This morning, we gathered that and about 2 occasions what is government people can, but the government is looking at checkmating some of these illicit activities. People take undue advantage all in the name of.
Well, I will allow the CP to talk about arrest of this. What is to be arrested? One in charge of internal security. But when you say this, you know, when you say on the streets, we have to be a little bit mindful, you know, of how we disseminate information to our people. And when you're in a crisis situation, rather than, first of all, you know, for us to keep talking, how did we get to this point? What we want to do is that, look, especially when lives are involved, save as many lives as possible, get the people, and then we can start discussing, you know, what has gone wrong, what didn't go wrong, you know, how do you deal such that this type of thing does not reoccur. We're on top of the situation. We've always admonished our people that be aware of what is happening in your neighborhood. If you see any strange movement, you see any strange thing, then alert the authority, and then we will do something about it. And we're doing something about the situation that we found ourselves right now. The CP.
Your Excellency, distinguished members of the report, the state of the right. Well, the question the correspondent asked looks surprising to me, because while we got there was even when we were hearing people who lived where. The police wouldn't have information of who lived where, except that information come up. And that is part of what we've been telling them, that if you see something, and the security agencies in terms of security, we do something immediately. So this information about the is untrue. To my knowledge, is untrue. And as I should pretend over policing of this state is incorrect. Thank you.
Okay, TVC.
My name is Ademola Lawrence from TVC News. So I just have 2 questions. One is the affected victims, some of them that I spoke to, their concern is the succor that the government has given. How do we access it in terms of where to put them? Like one of the women I spoke to, she doesn't even understand where to go and how to go about it. So what's the means and how do they reach the government? And the second one, there have been discrepancies on which particular people, the injured and the dead, because there's so much figures flying around. If we can just get straight from you, Your Excellency, we'll be very, very happy with that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Wale, is it?
Ademola Lawrence.
Ademola, yes. Well, the number of people affected hasn't changed, about 77, and
what has changed is the fatalities, from what we got yesterday. Yesterday, when I gave the briefing, actually early this morning, I said the corpse was recovered at the site of the blast, and also and that corpse has actually been identified at this point in time. And then one was taken dead to UCH. And this morning they got another corpse, so making 3 fatalities so far. And I'll also still continue to ask even you journalists, verify your facts, engage us, but don't add to the problems by not being straight with what to the people that has approached. You don't need any special permit, or just go out there, let them know your identity, and then we're dealing with the situation as we move along.
News cover. Good afternoon, Excellency. My question borders on the nature of this unfortunate incident. It has been established that some people were engaged in illegal mining. But now, sir, I want you to address the lack of, the state of helplessness of the state, not particularly those states now. Talking about mining and the state of the government. Governors don't really have authority over what is going on under. And we have a situation. How do you think, sir, that you are going to address this and ensure that we will not have this kind of occurrences?
Well, thank you, Jacob. Unfortunately, mining is on the exclusive list. It's exclusive to the federal government. But the land through which they carry out that mining activities, and also its impact is on the state. We commissioned a new road around Ido, and of course mining activities, you have heavy duty trucks, and the road was being spoiled. The environmental impact of mining activities will be borne by the state. So it's a constitutional matter. But just like I said, I received a call from the president just a few minutes ago. That is the starting point. He has also released NEMA, to come and support us. He has given assurance that look, whatever you need to do to address this issue, please bring it up. So it's not something that we can solve, with a snap of a finger, but we have to keep the engagement going with the federal government and the involvement of the states over certain aspects of mining activities. Those are some of the things that we've been talking about, and I know that at some point we'll get the attention of the people. And remember also, I signed an executive order a few towards the end of last year to protect the mining communities. So that executive order is in force, and we'll continue to look at what we can do within the powers of the states, to address this issue. But it won't be something that you can do without the support, the cooperation of the people, even the local government, and the federal government. I hope everybody will come to the table so that this type of disaster will not reoccur.
Your Excellency, for the benefit of our local radio listeners here in your state, we'll take questions from Splash FM and Fresh FM.
All right, Your Excellency, my name is David Bello. I report for Splash FM. Your Excellency, I appreciate the fact that you are now very much modest in your caution to hoodlums and possible attempts by thieves to want to take advantage of the incidents out there. I recall a few minutes ago, your warning was stiffer, it was tougher. At some point, you used the word shoot at sight. Now, yes, now, Your Excellency, we would want to please ask the team on ground, do they have sufficient data to draw out residents that would still want to go in there to pick some of their valuables from thieves? And people express grief in different ways. Some of them can be very stubborn, some of them can even be hostile to your authority. In order not to escalate the situation, do we have sufficient data? Do you have relationship with the landlord associations and such like, so as to differentiate the thieves from the original occupants? Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll ask Papolo Shady to handle that. He has been engaging with the local people, the resident association, and they have a few initiatives that they have since brought to the table.
Thank you, Your Excellency. To that, we've been engaging with the different associations on the main street and the adjoining streets. In fact, the associations will be meeting with the members of the emergency team at the Housing Corporation. We want to work with them on how to properly secure them, how to have ease of access and exit out of that place. And I mentioned before, we've been lucky that we've not recorded any untoward incident with regards to security. So it's still a work in progress, and we believe that factoring that into our security plan and initiatives, we'll be able to have an 100% secured environment in that place. Thank you.
Fresh FM.
Àmọ́ kí yín pé iṣẹ́ takuntakun ọlọ́lá wa fún àwọn nǹkan tí ń ṣe ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Àmọ́ adẹ̀ tún gbàládùra wípé ewé eléyìí kárí yìí Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kárí ewu rẹ̀ mọ́. Orúkọ tèmi ni Olúṣọlá Ọlágúnjú láti lè ṣe Fresh FM. Ìbéèrè mi kò pọ̀ púpọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú ipò ẹlẹgẹ́ sí àwọn agbègbè tí ìbúgbàmù yìí tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀, irú ipò tí wọ́n wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀nà wo ni ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fẹ́ gbà tàbí gómìnà wa ọ̀nà wo lẹ fẹ́ gbà láti fi rí dájú pé àwọn èèyàn tún máa rọ́ lọ ní kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí lọ sí apá bẹ̀yẹn, láti má ṣe jẹ́ kí irú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí ká má tún lọ tún máa rí wípé a tún máa ní òǹkà bóyá àwọn kan tún fara pa o, àwọn kan tún ní ìjàmbá tàbí nǹkan mìíràn kan tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn.
Okay, ẹ ṣeun. A ti sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa níbẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kò ń ṣe
tí bóyá táwọn èèyàn lè lọ máa wòran níbẹ̀ ibi tí nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ environment yẹn environment ẹlẹgẹ́ ni àwọn ilé tó wà ń bẹ̀ ìgbà tí mo lọ láìpẹ́ yìí ilé kan ó sì dà owó lulẹ̀ níbẹ̀ so African èèyàn tí máa lọ sínú ilé wọn until tí a bá wo structural integrity àwọn ilé náà tá a mọ̀ pé ókè o ẹ lè wọlé kí ni ó lè máa bà àwọn èèyàn lẹ́rù tó lè máa bà wọ́n lẹ́rù ni pé àwọn nǹkan dúkìá nǹkan ìní tá a bá fi sínú ilé káwọn èèyàn má lọ jí ṣùgbọ́n àwọn agbófinró bí wọ́n ṣe sọ wọ́n ti wà ń bẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó á jí dúkìá ẹlòmíì kí wọ́n kàn fún wa ní ààyè ìjọ kan àtààbọ̀ sí méjì ká fi ẹ̀ṣọ́ pé kò sẹ́nì kankan tó sì wà lábẹ́ rọ́bù níbẹ̀ yẹn while we're doing that wọ́n á ensure pé wọ́n tún wo the structural integrity àwọn ilé tó wà bẹ̀ after that a lè permit àwọn èèyàn láti lọ síbẹ̀ láti lọ kó dúkìá wọn but the accommodation that I provide ọ̀fẹ́ ni wọn ò ní owó lọ́wọ́ wọn wọ́n á fún wọn lóúnjẹ yes is inconvenient fún àwọn ẹlòmíì bàbá tí a lọ rí professor ọ̀nàdẹ̀kọ́ professor emeritus wọ́n lẹ́nu tó ń wọ̀ ẹ̀wù bóyá ọkọ ọmọ àwọn ó ní ẹ̀wù náà so it's a tough situation fún wa anybody má jẹ́ ká this is a period tó jẹ́ pé we must be our brother's keeper let me just put it that way so gbogbo àwọn tá a wà ń bí garrison commander wà ń bí CP wà ń bí commandant àmọ̀tẹ́kùn wà ń bí civil defence wà ń bẹ̀ gbogbo wọn ní they are up and doing láti ensure pé wọ́n keep area yẹn safe and secure but àwọn fẹ́ kí ẹlòmíì tún lọ ibi tó bá ti náà fẹ́ lọ wo dúkìá wọn kí lẹ́yìn collapse mọ́ lórí so kí wọ́n jọ kí wọ́n fún wa ìjọ kan síjọ́ méjì àti clear most of the rubbish tó wà níbẹ̀ and then hopefully the rebuilding and reconstruction efforts are there.
Thank you, Excellency. We are done with questions. So finally, we'd like a recap of
Well,
numbers.
The phone numbers only phone number Yoruba. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no Yoruba. 194 over 10. The other number 081 476 72009. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tẹ̀ náà ní Yorùbá so tẹ̀kẹ́ pé àwọn emergency operation center tí ẹ bá ní information tẹ̀kẹ́ fún wa ẹ ṣé.
Thank you, Excellency. And with that, we have come to the end of this press conference.
Ẹ ṣé o.
I see. Okay. I'm a double.